Welcome to another installment of On the Ropes at Muscle Central. I saw a post the other day and a question was posed. Who would win, Manny Pacquiao versus Roberto Duran? Well, Roberto Duran, at lightweight, there wasn't a better fighter, a better lightweight. Roberto Duran is the GOAT. Now, the author of this post made the argument and used other sports as an analogy. And what was said is that today the athletes are bigger, faster, stronger, and training techniques are more advanced. The science behind these things is much more advanced. Our knowledge of nutrition and training, all that is makes it so today's athletes would be superior as opposed to their counterparts from earlier years. Now, I would agree that in many cases, if not most cases, that is applicable. Boxing is a different animal. And what rules, what uh, standards are we fighting with? Are we going by today's boxing as far as the rules, standards, and all that? Or are we going by how it was in the 50s, 60s, or even 70s? We had 15-round fights. Okay, today's fights are 12 rounds. 12 rounds is a lot to go if especially when a fight is nonstop. The guys are going at it from beginning to the end of each round. Any way you look at it, once you get past 12 rounds, those last three rounds make a major difference. That in itself would change a lot of things. I would be willing to bet many of fighters that have excelled today, if they were extended past the 12th round, things could go a little different. Also, fights weren't stopped back in the day the way they are stopped now. Let me give a perfect example. Rocky Marciano, undefeated heavyweight champion, was it 49-0? In today's standards, he would be a cruiserweight. Rocky was not pretty to watch. He was very crude, and he took a lot of punishment. There was a fight when his nose was split open from between his eyes to the tip of his nose. He won the fight. The fight was not stopped. What would fighters at his weight at this day and age do to hold off someone like a Rocky Marciano if you're fighting under those rules? And it would be just Rocky Marciano was a very unique individual to say the least. But there were a lot of tough SOBs back then that could take a lot of punishment. Granted, if they would have fought in modern times, today's day and age, a lot of these guys would have gotten stopped, cuts, or even TKOs. But on the other hand, a lot of the guys from today, and I would think, I would be willing to bet that a greater percentage of today's fighters would not be able to last. We go back to the 60s and 70s fighting under those standards, those rules. Just my opinion on this, and you could agree or disagree with anything I've said. Either way, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching On the Ropes on Muscle Central.